Hey everyone, it's Kristina from Kristina's Krafts, and I'm going to be decorating this plain pumpkin today that I got from Dollar Tree. And I am going to be breaking into my stash of this faux leather that I bought months ago and never used. So we are going to be using that, and then also this metal ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree. Been racking my brain trying to figure out how to use these. So I am going to use this on my pumpkin project today. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to measure out how much leather I'm going to want on my pumpkin. I am not doing the whole thing. I'm just going to be doing a strip about-ish in the middle. So I have my paper cutter here. Now I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to try to cut this faux leather with my paper cutter. So I'm just going to kind of estimate about how much I think I'm going to need here. And hopefully I cut it good. I'm guessing that might be a little big. But also I want to make sure my harvest sign is going to fit on here. And my other ribbon. So let's pull this out a little bit. Alright, I'm going to try to line this up. And we're going to see if this paper cutter is going to cut my leather. Oh, just about almost went through. Let's see. This was the only way I could think of to get a nice and straight cut. So try to use my paper cutter because I can't cut straight to save my life. But it's almost all the way through. Just a couple little threads there. All right, so let's get this out of the way. And this is going to go on my pumpkin right in the middle here, but I'm gonna have to measure this and cut the edges off. So I'm just gonna flip this over. I'm thinking I want it right about there. So I'm gonna flip it over and see if I can make some marks here so that I can cut it out. Okay. My leather is cut out. That looks pretty good. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to paint parts of my pumpkin, and I'm going to use this elephant chalk paint. And I'm just going to paint where the leather isn't go. So I'm going to put it all right here and on the bottom. All right, so I'm just going to get some paint on here. So I'm going to get this painted and then the other side, or on the bottom painted. And then I am going to do the edges around. Okay, now that I have that painted, I'm going to set that aside a little bit to dry. And I'm going to take my harvest sign here, my galvanized harvest sign, and this little dauber paintbrush that I have. And I am going to put a little bit of paint on my harvest sign. I am not going for full coverage. I'm just to dull it up a little bit because I just don't like it so shiny. I think it just sticks out too much. So, okay, now that this is dry, the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to use this cord that I got from Dollar Tree. And I am going to wrap that around the stem of my pumpkin. And I don't have my hot glue gun heated up right now, so I am going to try to use some Mod Podge to get this stuck on here. So I'm just going to put some Mod Podge on here, hold it down for a little bit, and then I'm going to grab some more here and just put some on the pumpkin, and then I'm going to start wrapping it around. So hopefully this works. Otherwise I'm going to have to get my glue gun out. Okay, now that I have my cord on there, I'm going to put my leather on my pumpkin, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it actually on the leather and then put it on the pumpkin. So let's try this out, see how it works. Or you know what, it's probably going to dry before I get it too far. So maybe I'll just put it here. And then I'll go down as I put it on the pumpkin. So let's try this first. And then I want to be able to position this decent. It wasn't exactly perfect, but it was pretty good. That looks pretty level right there. All right, I'm gonna put that down. And then I am just going to kind of go along here like this and then just keep putting my leather down. Okay, now that I have my leather down, I am going to put my harvest sign on there, and I am just going to take my Mod Podge and just go around the letters here. Stick it onto my pumpkin and hopefully center it and put it on decent the first time. I think that looks pretty good. All right, and then the next thing that we're gonna do is we are going to measure out the metal ribbon that I have. Okay, now I am going to measure out my wire ribbon here and get that cut off. I'm going to try to just kind of wrap it around the ends a little bit, but it's gonna go right across my leather right here on the top. So I'm just gonna cut some of this off. So, got that off. Then I am going to attach this onto my pumpkin. Okay, so the hot glue is not sticking quite as good as I want it to, so I am just gonna have to try to stretch this across as best I can and flatten it out, and then I'm just kind of bending it around the corners like this. Yeah, it was just not holding on, so now I'm just using the end of my wire cutters to push that down. And then do the same thing, just wrap around the edges. Okay, so it is pretty much done. I'm just gonna do one more thing. I think I am going to make just a bow to put at the top. Okay, so I just cut up a bunch of different ribbons, and now I'm going to grab some more of this baker's twine that I got from Dollar Tree, and I am just going to tie these ribbons up, and that's what I am going to put on my pumpkin. So I'm just going to do a messy ribbon. So you just kind of tie it, and then you spread all the ribbon out. Okay, my bow is all done, and that is just gonna go right there. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of hot glue, and it's gonna go right by my stem here. And that is going to be it for this project. I think it turned out really cute. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you go out and get crafty and design your own crafts. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload. And take care. Thank you. Bye.